Hey folks, it's Brian. Just finished up work, getting ready to start studying for my next session of class. I thought I'd get in another update on Far Horizons. So as I'm looking through my notes here, there's some stuff that I remember that I don't have written down. We took one of the mine elevators down into the actual mine itself, and the controls are flashing, funky alien letters and stuff like that, and like whose control starts to free fall. We all fumble around trying to pull a stop. I'm in there with Balthazar. I want to say he got the emergency brake and stop. We get back to the top, and we have Rex hacking the system, trying to get control of the elevators back. And we get down, and there's an ore train that we're following around. There's like a spiral that goes down, and then it shoots over to where this geode thing is. And some stuff happens down there. We run into something, and we have some kind of encounter. But my notes start at the geode, and the geode is huge, right? It's not a geode; it's a geode, and it's got a hole in the side that you look in to see what's going on inside, that kind of thing. That's kind of how this log will start. Dylan's personal log. Down the mine, we find this giant geode. We can only assume that Bechtel was specifically mining this location trying to get to this thing. Somehow they're able to locate it because the shaft down had a splinter side right over to it. But anyway, there's this black oily substance with tendrils pulsating that are on the central crystal within the geode. There's a central crystal. And in front of the central crystal is a platform, for lack of another word. Man, I'm problems today. But it's not a normal spur, spire, whatever. It's been chopped flat, so there's this flat surface there. There's this mantis-like alien creature that is face flat on the ground inside the crystal, or inside the geode. It looks like he may have been standing on that flattened piece of crystal and fallen over. Inside, we spot a Bechtel soldier. He's wearing CB8. He's got a flamer and some gray grenades. We think they may be incendiary. We can detect some microincendiary blasts on the crystals inside the geode. There's another dead Bechtel soldier. He's been completely dismembered. He's got some kind of aerosol. I think maybe some kind of neural toxin type grenades with that. There's a third Bechtel soldier. He's intact. He's got a blast rifle and what we think is a fusion pistol. He's got some kind of special sleeve on his right arm. Maybe like a fusion protection sleeve kind of deal. As we were investigating, we find one of the Bechtel helmets, and the heads-up display is on, and it is showing with audio some kind of ritual ceremony and sacrifice is going on. From what we can tell from the heads-up display down another corridor. So we take off for that. We come to the room. Nobody seems to be paying us any attention. There's chanting going on. This feels, to me from my reading stuff, something that's very ancient, which might call, demonic creature worship kind of stuff. It's very unsettling. Anyway, the chamber here holds several rows of miners that have undergone what we call the mantis transformation. Their fingers being attached and digits cut off, and weird stuff like that happening to them. Nose replaced, all kinds of stuff, right? Some of them have things attached to their arms, and they seem to be genuflecting at the altar, and on the other side of the altar is a figure. At this point, yeah, there is a girl. There's a girl on the altar itself. So Haas, the pilot, he throws a couple of grenades. One goes short to the right. That stuff always seems to happen to us. But anyway, once those grenades go off, most of the miners just collapse. A few of them turn and attack, fight them off. Balthazar, the doc, he rushes in and checks on the girl, and he goes to sedate her when something shadowy slings out from the altar and attaches to him, and I can see this. So I start running up there with draw my blast pistol, and start firing at it. But it seems to have a lot of resistance to energy blast. Anyway, Balthazar splashes oil all over himself, crouches down and tells us to light him on fire. Somebody lights him on fire. I don't remember who. But it seems that with the heat from the fire, that the tendrils seem to harden. And so with the shotgun blast, they start just blasting apart. So I'll start attacking it with mechanical type instruments, daggers, vibro daggers, that kind of thing. Eventually, the tendrils dissipate. So we put Balthazar out, put him out of being on fire. And that actually took us a while too. And that pretty much covers it for this log out. I got some other notes here about certain players. I couldn't remember who was actually doing stuff. Things about feelings within the characters as they're moving away from the geode or coming towards the geode. Some insight on ancient fake creatures being susceptible to certain kinds of metals. Something in the ritual reminding me of Shiva, the ancient god of destruction. Hearing voices and stuff. Now there was something, I don't remember who it was, but somebody was able to connect with this central sphere, central crystal in the geode. That it is something, is alive. And this this black oozy stuff on the outside is also alive and it's trying to get in to it. We end up destroying the whole thing. We use some TDX, just blow the whole place apart. And we got, a pistol, I think, and a couple swords off of the mantis creature as well. Standard salvage stuff, right? But this thing that was inside the central crystal of the geode knew it was being attacked and knew it wouldn't be able to stave off, not be able to fight back this black stuff, whatever it was, for long. And then if the black stuff got into her, that all kinds of bad things would happen. So she said, just destroy us all. Destroy the whole place. Well, I guess that goes it for now. Happy gaming.